Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera Hashgraph, or HBAR, if you will. And we're going to be addressing a few concerns, all that kind of stuff in regards to the entire market. So with that being said, let's just jump into it and let's talk about what is happening. But before we jump into it fully, I just want to say, if you guys are a holder of HBAR, if you guys love HBAR, definitely smash that like button. Also, comment down below how long you plan on holding HBAR for. And with that being said, let's jump in. So overall, the market has been kind of, just doing its own thing. Bitcoin is ranging around the 43.5K zone. I personally would love to see a close over 43.6K. What would be the most bullish scenario is a close actually over 44K, realistically speaking. Now, obviously, the volume isn't too great on Bitcoin currently. The volume on most assets right now isn't anything really special, but we do see that the market is up about 7.87%. Nothing too crazy there. Nothing really changed from my earlier video, up to almost a $2 trillion market cap actually right now. Now, we do see most assets kind of doing their thing, XRP back to $1, which is great to see. If you did buy the dip, that's great. Obviously, we are looking at HBAR, though. Realistically speaking, I'm still watching HBAR very closely, as we are actually about to range to 38 cents. Now, there's not too much volume in HBAR right now. The volume is actually down about 7.28%, but we did see it go up almost over 150%, over the last couple of days. So realistically speaking, HBAR looks very strong here when we're looking at the chart. So we did top out a little bit at some resistance points up here at about, roughly 38.6. Nothing too crazy there. So until we really kind of break that, and this is a strong resistance going back to March, just so you guys know. So until we really break out of that resistance point, we're not going to see too much upward momentum. Now, obviously, listen, if you bought the dip yesterday, you are loving it. Me personally, I bought around 32 cents. I shared that in the group chat. I also, almost bought around 33 cents, so I kind of leveraged in a little bit. Nothing too crazy. It was only like $1,000. I shared that in the Discord with you guys. You didn't want to, if you didn't want to buy when I bought, that's totally fine. But I'm just saying, the reason why I personally bought in is because I seen that we were gaining some strength, trading around this chop zone down here, and I seen what happened when we traded in that chop zone before, and then we had that final breakout. Now, obviously, listen, the next point of view move on HBAR would be a move to roughly 60 cents plus. Now, when we're talking about this next move for HBAR, I'm telling you guys, I really do think that $1 will be happening on the next move on HBAR. Now, obviously, a lot of factors need to play into this, as well as in the Bitcoin chart. So when we're talking about HBAR, we obviously have to talk about the HBAR Bitcoin chart as well. Kind of looks very similar to the USD chart right now, but the difference is that there's not too much resistance on this chart right now to really kind of look at. We're topping out a little bit on the candle from September 11th until we had the next major breaking move. Are we ranging to have that next major move? It's hard to say right now, but if the market allows it, yes, we will see the next big move on HBAR. Now let's check out the RSI, because the RSI has bounced off of that support zone that I've been telling you guys about, going all the way back to even May, going back to April. This is a strong support zone. So I'm glad to see it kind of hitting some support, looking like it's going to go much higher here as well. If we're checking out the USD chart for HBAR as well, we could see where we bounced off of on the RSI. Now, I told you guys we could have seen lower on the RSI, realistically speaking, because there wasn't too much support down here. In fact, the major support was actually down here at about 38. But overall, there is still some support to be hit or targeted here. Even going back to December of 2020, going back to November of 2020, this is a strong support zone nonetheless. We even go all the way back to July of 2020, where we were bouncing off of this level as well, May of 2020. So realistically, there is a lot of support at this level, and this could actually bring us up higher. Of course, we need to break out of the 38.6 level, though. We need to break above 38 cents, actually hold above it. There's no real difference here. I've been telling you guys about that for a very long time on HBAR in regards to support and also resistance points on HBAR. Now, the good thing about pretty much HBAR really breaking out a little bit here is that I do think that when we're talking about volume, I think the volume aspect is going to be a lot easier to gain now. We actually have a lot more volume in regards to market-wide volume from a lot of our major listings now. So I think more and more listings are going to be happening very soon. I think that we just got listed on like 2 or 3 more exchanges. I know that we're supposed to be on crypto.com, but I'm not seeing it here. But it might just not have been updated just yet. But I know that we are on major exchanges now. So when we do finally get that breaking point and we're up about, whatever, 100% plus in one day, I think that's when the real FOMO will actually happen on HBAR this time around. Now, overall, from our current bottom to our current price, we are up about 30.7% roughly, which is very good to see. Overall, I just want to see 38.6 be broke, or just 38 cents entirely be broke and actually hold above that. Now, I'm also watching Bitcoin closely. As you guys know from my earlier video today, I really want to see us break over the $34,000 or the $44,000 level. Wow, sorry. Now, in regards to that, when we're talking about 44K being the next big target, realistically speaking, there's not too much support here, but there is resistance. And I'm actually just going to use this line from up here to actually show you guys that. So right now, we're actually below this resistance point going all the way back to August, the beginning of August right now. This is 43.8K roughly. It's actually 48 or 43.766 K. Now, in regards to this, right, I want to see us actually break above this level and actually somewhere, in that jump, bounce off of this little resistance point and actually find some stability around the 44K zone. But as you guys do see, 44.6K, almost 44.7K is a strong resistance point going back to the 7th of August, going back to the 8th of August, and officially we broke out of it as well. Now, this is also a support zone once we do break up above it, as you guys do see from August 17th, August 19th as well. So realistically speaking, when we're talking about the next major move for Bitcoin, where do I personally want to see us hit? Well, it's somewhere in between this level here. So actually on the chart, so I do want to break, I do want a close above our current levels, right? I want to see a close at around the 43.6K zone, which is roughly around this line here at the top of this candle on September 21st, which was yesterday. But I do want to see us back in this zone. I think that this is also a strong demand zone before we pushed up. Now, obviously, once we get back up into these levels, we're looking good and juicy for the next major move up. So until I see that, I'm not going to go too crazy in regards to HBAR pumping, right? HBAR is going to the moon right now. No, I think that we still need the market to move as well. I think that the market needs to stabilize a little bit because the market hasn't stabilized just yet. Now, in regards to right now, in regards to the entire market, we're obviously watching the dollar and we're watching the Bitcoin dominance chart. The dollar right now, I do want to see us top out around this level up here. I told you guys that in the earlier video from today. But the reason why this is very important is because if the dollar is continuing to grasp strength, it's going to push Bitcoin down a little bit. Okay, Bitcoin's going to fall a little bit, maybe even retest 42.5K, almost 42.6K, obviously bringing HBAR down. HBAR will most likely come down and retest a little bit of a support. So if you were going to buy, I just wouldn't buy this just yet. I would wait for maybe 36 cents, maybe even 33 or 34 cents overall, because this is actually around 34 cents roughly. So in regards to that, right, and just so that you guys can see that a little bit more, let me just shorten the line. So there is the major support right there. There is a little bit of support right here as well at around that 30, roughly 36 cent zone. So in between here wouldn't be too bad of an entry point. It all depends on if Bitcoin is going to lose its strength though. Looks like Bitcoin is kind of just, in my sense, trading in regards to volume. Right now, there's not too much volume on Bitcoin, and I know that we shouldn't be using the volume aspect from Coin Market Cap, but just to give you guys a rough estimate in terms of volume, we are still down about 17% almost on the volume. So there's not too much volume to push us back up. We actually even see there was more volume when we were at 40K than when we are at 43.4K. So realistically speaking, we need more volume on Bitcoin. We also need more volume on HBAR to actually hold this line solid. In regards to the dollar, I just want to see the dollar come up here, retest the resistance point, and reject off of that. If we do pump above this, we will see 94 easily, just to give you guys that insight. But also, I want to see Bitcoin dominance kind of ranging below this resistance point at about 41.85%. I want to see us retest a lower low. That would be great, below that 39.99%. I don't think that happens, though, until later in the month or even later into October, just because from an overall perspective, I still think that there's going to be a lot more money to flow through Bitcoin just this year alone. That will push it to its all-time high, or its new all-time high, I should say, which would be eventually the topping point under 100K in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Overall, though, when we're talking about HBAR, I think that we could just test a little bit lower. So if you were looking to buy again, if you have the addiction that me and a lot of other individuals have, which is buying HBAR, I would look for something down here, right? Some resistance point, maybe even 34 cents exact. I think that is a strong personal buy point, but that is just my overall standpoint on it. Now, in regards to the entire market, I still think that we look fairly good. I just think that we could go possibly a little bit lower, not lower than our prices that we already gained, which is like 39.6K. I just think that we can go a little bit lower, retest 42.5K, and then bounce off of that and retest 44K entirely. But I'm just going to say it right now. It is currently about almost 6 p.m. So when the Chinese markets open, which is around 8 to 9 p.m. at night, almost into 10 p.m., I think that we could see a major run on Bitcoin. I honestly think that our candle close tonight will be a little bit bullish, but that's just my standpoint in regards to what we have been seeing in the market so far. I'm not too concerned about the Fed stuff tomorrow or anything throughout the week. I'm actually not buying into any of the FUD. I think that we are looking still very good for having that major bull run by the end of November into December, with most altcoins topping out around that January timeframe. So overall, in regards to the market, I'm still very bullish. I think that HBAR, for what it is worth, is going to be a front runner as well in this bull run. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys don't want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.